Hey everyone, it's Marianne from the New York City Retirees. Listen, I want to give you a little update. Before I did a video and explained to you guys that the judge was assigned to our case as the same judge from our previous case, and so that seems to be moving right along, right? So what he's going to do is ask the city to respond to our brief by June 16th. So they have to have their answers in. Then we have to reply to the city's brief by June 20th. Now you're going, well, we know that we have a deadline in order to either opt out into HIP VIP or waive our city benefits to stay in traditional Medicare. And that deadline is June 30th, right? So the judge understands what our situation is. He also understands the deadline. And he told us that he was going to try to make sure that he had a decision before June 30th. Now, knowing that our response has to be in by June 20th, and he is then going to have to make a decision, I'm going to suggest that you wait until like Friday, June 23rd before you start to do anything. My previous video didn't tell you to do something now. It just said you should still be prepared for what you might need to do, because we know the judge can do three things. He can grant the injunction and thereby everything stops, just like the last time. They can't force you in the plan. You stay in your senior care. Nothing changes. He can bump up that June 30th deadline, or he can deny the TRO altogether. I'm hopeful that he will just grant the TRO, because I think we have even more arguments of how we would be damaged if this thing were to go forward, and that's what we're hoping for. But hey, we're not going to know until after he makes his decision. Friday, June 23rd, that is 1 week from June 30th, the deadline. My suggestion to you, like I said before, is to wait to the last minute that you possibly can to implement what you plan to do. You don't need to do it now. We're not stressing. We're not freaking. You don't see me, Michelle, Sue, Carol stressing out. We did our homework. You have to do your homework. This is why we've been telling you for 2 months. You need to know what you're going to do, okay? All the moderators are going to answer all of your questions, whatever questions you got. Just give them time to do it, because there's a lot of you and there's not so many of them. So just hang out, okay? Post your questions. They will get to you. Don't worry. So you need to remember that the goal for the city was that we would have to waive our city health plan, and that you would, if you were going to do that, you would need to put in place a supplemental plan that would take effect September 1st. So when you are shopping around for a supplemental plan, it needs to be ready for 9/1, okay? If you are waiving your city benefits to be on an outside supplemental, you also need a drug plan for 9/1. Now, don't freak out about that. Some of you said a post about you were just going to stay in just because you wanted Express Scripts, but you're paying $125, $135 a month, $25 a month for that plan. You can get a drug plan on the outside marketplace between $6 and $80 a month, and the plans are typically better than what you have now. So I don't understand why the stress on that. You'd be really surprised. Please, that's telling me you're not doing your homework and you haven't made those phone calls, because you would already have known what those plans cost, okay? You also need to know that if you end up getting into a supplemental plan on the outside, and we later win our case, we don't get a decision in time and you ended up having to be enrolled into a supplemental plan on the outside, you're paying for that. So how do you get out of it? That answer only you can answer. You have to ask the broker, how do I get out of this plan now that I'm in it? Because you'll have won the litigation and you want to stay in your city plan. So you have to find out, am I stuck in this plan until December 31st, or can you get out at any time? You've got to find that out. Birds are like, that's crazy. So that's up to you to find out, okay? So when we keep saying do your homework, you got to do your homework, because those are the answers that you need. Because if you're in it, how do you get out of it? Are you stuck until the next open enrollment period, which would be October, November, December, that period? Please find those answers out. But don't stress. This is This is okay. I mean, we got this. We've been saying to you all along, do not stress out. My video before did not tell you hurry up and do something now. It was to tell you that the judge has been assigned our case, the court schedule, and then, you know, be advised when we do have oral arguments, which would be sometime, I guess, after June 20th, we're going to want you at court. So be prepared to come down and give support to Jake and Steve, because this is our time. Now, this is our case. Court's open now, and this would be pretty nice for the judge to see all of you. That's important, okay? So keep that in mind. But I'm not telling you to pull the trigger now. I'm telling you, be ready, because we now have a judge. We have a schedule. We know that he's not going to make a decision till sometime between June 20th and June 30th. We know that Friday, June 23rd is 1 week away. I would kind of like to hope the judge might make a decision by that Friday, giving a 1 week period. If you can hold off and not do anything, I know you are all like ready to pull the trigger, but we've been telling you, please wait till the very last minute to do this, just so that there's one less thing to unscrew, okay? Wait. Just be prepared. That's all we're saying, all right? So, rally, Thursday. Yes, of course. Thank you, Gerald, for spilling the beans. I couldn't even surprise everybody. It's all right, Gerald. I still love you. So our legislation is supposed to be introduced on Thursday from the stated. Please be prepared to be there. This rally starts at 12. The councilman will be coming to meet us. We are going to try to get inside because there's very few people that can get in. We're going to try to get inside and live stream that event from inside to a billboard truck that we rented to be on the corner of Park Place and Broadway. There's a couple of chairs. We were able to rent a few chairs to be placed on the sidewalk so that you guys can take some chances. If you're tired of standing, or if you're feeling weak or too hot, you can sit. But we only have about 25. So you're going to have to, I don't know, put a half a cheek on and share it with somebody and get up when you're fully rested and let someone else sit down. So it's going to be a long day. Remember, the last time the stated meeting was supposed to start at 1:30, didn't start until 2:15, and it ended about 5. So hang in there, okay? And then as soon as we come out, we're going to come right to you on that corner, all right? So you'll be able to see us. Anyway, stay calm. We'll see you at the rally on Thursday. Be there at 12. Looking forward to seeing you. Love you guys. Ciao.